Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kevin, Diary of Middle-Aged Punk. In 1985 or 86-ish, as 14, 15 years old, something like that, I was starting to go to more punk shows. Because at 13, my parents weren't really, they were kind of watching me a little bit, a little close. Um, but I was starting to go to punk shows that, like, kind of unchaperoned. Because when I was a little bit younger, into like the big rock shows, like my dad took me to see Motley Crue, and my mom would take me to another show or something like that. But it was kind of chaperoned, because I was young or something. But at this point, I was going to some shows, and if they wouldn't let me, I would sneak out of the house. Anyway, at that time, like a smaller, like local show might be like with local bands or smaller bands or something like that, smaller venue shows, that kind of thing. Usually at like Vets Halls, would be about $3 to $5, 85, 86. Like a bigger band, bigger show, like I think it was 86. It was Black Flag's last tour. I saw Black Flag then. A little bit later in that year was Dead Kennedys. I think it was 1986. It might have been 85, 86, but I'm pretty sure it was 86. Those shows were $7 advance and $8 at the door. And these were the big touring bands, and they're traveling the country so they could get a higher ticket price. But that sounds still like nothing, because the big like rock shows, like for the nosebleed seats, like I saw Motley Crue, Iron Maiden, Dio, AC/DC, a bunch of bands like that before I really got into punk rock. Those are like $25. Now, I looked at a couple inflation calculators online, and they were all pretty close with what they gave out as like a number for what inflation was from like 1986 to 2016. They were off from each other by like 20 to 50 cents each or something like that. So I kind of made an average. So $3 in 1986 is equal to about $6.50 in 2016. $5 in 1986 is about $11, give or take a few cents here and there, in 2016. $8 in 1986 is the equivalent of $17.50 in 2016. Now, the thing that's been on my mind is that the prices for punk shows have not gone up with the inflation. There is a lot of complaining if someone wants to do a $10 show, for example. And yet, they'll go to the show, they'll buy a bunch of booze, then come up to your merch table with like a $6 cocktail and a like Pabst back, $7, and they'll be kind of tipsy, so they've been spending money on booze. They'll say, "Oh man, you guys were awesome, but I don't have $5 for your music, or so I could buy a T-shirt or something like that." And then they'll say that, "I don't have enough money," and then you'll see them at the bar over and over again throughout the course of the evening. In my mindset, if you like a band, you should support them. Want to buy their music, want to buy their merch, because I want them to be able to make more. I want them to be able to afford their practice space, to get guitar strings, maintenance on their amplifiers, get drum heads. Cymbals are very expensive. Sometimes they crack. The drummer constantly, especially in the kind of music I like, constantly breaking sticks, beat the shit out of your drums. And I'm seeing a lot of this going on at the bars and clubs and stuff, where people are just more interested in the night out. They're just not passionate about the music. They're just there to have a good time for tonight, and whatever, carry on with my life tomorrow, which, fair enough. But then when they're not coming to a show because trying to get closer to a more modern pay rate so that the bands can actually get paid, they're complaining about it, which to me means it's going to be a dying scene. The point of me bringing this up is that I just want to say, if you really like an artist, especially an independent artist, I just want you to support them if you can. If they have Patreons, give them $1 a month. That's nothing. If you're going to a show and they've got a 7-inch record there for like, $5, just don't have a drink, or, don't have a couple Pabsts that night. I'm sure you'll still get a buzz if that's what you're looking for. And then you'll have something awesome that you can listen to over and over again. Because how long is that buzz going to last? It's a comic book creator that you really like, want to support. Try to buy their comic book. That's not really expensive. But in all these like little things, if they add up, it means that person can eat, produce more, have time to produce more, something, it helps and it keeps them going. Creative people are going to create regardless. But, if it's like they're not getting any support or any help somehow, then they're probably going to go away. They're probably going to create on their own, but you're not going to get to enjoy it anymore. I'm talking mostly about bands, a little bit about comic creators, but this goes to all the arts, any independent creative person. So if you like an artist, please support them somehow. If you can't support them monetarily in any way, share their stuff on social networks. Tell your friends about them. And that, I think, is how you can help independent artists survive, especially the ones you love, to keep going. And that's what I've been thinking about today. I was actually going to do something else today, but I guess I kind of got on a soapbox. All right, tomorrow I'm going out. I got to do something fun. I got to do something fun tomorrow. See you then.